Um, you know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me. And as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country. During his first go-round, it was very difficult, and I got myself into some bad places. You know, I was very, very depressed. I was overeating. I was over-drinking. I was so depressed, Chris. I can't, it hurt my heart that America believed the lies about him. And then it broke my heart to be in a business that creates and sells those lies for profit. You know, it was very heavy, to tell you the truth.
Now, the beef between Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell has been well documented over the years. People asking telling Donald Trump that he doesn't like women, and he'll say, no, just Rosie O'Donnell. The back and forth between the two of them has been extremely well documented. And Rosie O'Donnell is so far out of her mind that, number one, she left the country. Number two, that anytime she gets a chance to take a shot at Donald Trump, she takes it. And you would think that someone who had achieved any moniker of success would say, hey, you know, this is the most powerful man on the planet, arguably the most powerful man on the planet. Somebody may say that Vladimir Putin is more powerful than him. Someone will say, well, DW, you know what you're talking about. You know, Trump is not the most powerful man on the planet. Okay. Why is everybody dancing to his music? But nonetheless, Rosie O'Donnell comes out and she says the most nonsensical, crazy crap there is. She blames Donald Trump for the Texas floods that killed children at summer camp. Now, we all know at this point in time that this was weather modification. If you watched the videos earlier, you know that was Peter Thiel funded a project called Rainmaker, and Rainmaker was active 2 days before the floods happened. Again, Fox News won't talk about Rainmaker, New York Post won't talk about Rainmaker, MSNBC won't talk about nobody will talk about Rainmaker, because it's like, oh, that's not the news. The news story is the flood. The news story is the missing kids. And when you start talking about actual news media, we have to understand their idea of a story and our idea of a story are two completely different things. Their idea of a story is from a neuro-linguistic programming perspective of what you will watch. And blood sells, drama sells, right? So the solutions never really sell. Truth takes a very, very long time to catch up to all the rest of the crap. And that's the problem that we truly face when we deal with statements made by people like Rosie O'Donnell, who smiles like that? Like, you know what? There's on Silent Hill, there was a demon at the end of Silent Hill. If you ever remember the movie, she was asking a girl for some kind of ambulance. She was like, give me the ambulance. She held it out and it was glowing. And then she put a hand on top of it. She was like, they'll see what you really are. And then the skin started coming off. And then the thing had the exact same kind of smile on his face, except for it had like two pieces of metal that came into his eyes and the metals that came into his ears. And he was running around with a hand that was a sword. That's what I see when I see Rosie O'Donnell. A damn demon. A full-on damn demon is what I see. And here's that demon. That the demon don't look that bad right there, but when you get here, here's the demon in full-on manifestation. And the craziest thing is for her to target the emotions of people it's really not a shot at Donald Trump. It's more so a shot at the parents of the kids. You know what I'm saying? You know it's Texas. You know it's hill country of Texas, outside of Austin. You know it's going to be extremely conservative territory. And then Rosie O'Donnell says that it's the president's fault. Why would it be the president's fault? Let's see what her logic is. We know it's not going to make any sense, but let's try it.
And what a horror story in Texas. The flash floods in Texas, the Guadalupe River. 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much danger by his horrible, horrible decisions and this ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law. As Republicans cheered, people will die as a result, and they've started already. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS.
Has Rosie O'Donnell ever said anything about the missing 400 million, not 400 million, 400,000 to a million children that crossed the border? No, Rosie O'Donnell ain't said nothing about the children that's been trafficked. Rosie O'Donnell has said nothing about child trafficking at all. But the moment it's convenient for her to use the death of people's children to further her political agenda, shame on you. You're the reason, because they cut the funding for the weather management systems, and this is the reason why we were not aware of the fact that they were cloud seeding with Rainmaker and targeting this city for a smart city. Shame on you. And they all celebrated while the children were drowned. Trick, what did you do while children were smuggled into the United States and disappeared off into holes in cages all over the place? Furthermore, what did you do when Barack Hussein Obama had children in cages? Not a damn thing. What did you say? Not a damn thing. Guys, this is why celebrity culture, and this is going to be the next culture that you see make a hardcore shift. And just so you understand how this will happen, AI is going to replace Hollywood. Your Hollywood celebrities are no longer going to be popular at all. I'm sorry. Kevin Hart, done. All the guys, The Rock, done. This is your last crop of Hollywood celebrities. I'm sorry. And if you haven't come to the realization, I'm just going to help you get there. This is your last crop of Hollywood celebrities. It makes no sense to pay Rosie O'Donnell millions of dollars to do a damn TV show when I can have AI for $100,000, do a show and own all the rights to it and not have to share a penny with her. So celebrities are dead. The concept of a celebrity is dead. The concept of like a celebrity idol is dead. That is one of the things that came out of the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So we won't have to listen to them just rant and rave in their demonic wickedness and hypocrisy for much longer. But it is pure on hypocrisy and ignorance. And I would just say evil. She know good and goddamn well that ain't had nothing to do with no cutting the funding of NOAA. She ain't had nothing to do with that. Not a damn thing to do with it. There is no storm that stays in place for 48 hours. There's no way that you get 3 years worth of rain in 48 hours in any place other than the weather being manipulated. And if you recall, before it came out completely that Rainmaker was the one that was there, I said the real question is, was this a foreign nation attacking America with this weaponized geoengineering, or was the United States of America the deep state? And I said I lean towards the deep state being the one who did it. And then we went down a rabbit hole of why would they do it? And then we quickly found smart cities, which gives them the justification. And boom. But leave it up to a demonized leftist lesbian to take the first opportunity to blame this on the president. She never once said a damn thing about any missing children. She never once said anything about Joe Biden trying to bring the curse on this nation by bringing in and exploiting children. But the first time, these people wicked and evil. All right, hit the like button, guys. I'll be back in another hour or two with another video. I just had to get that off my chest. This was on my chest. You know what I'm saying? This is just me talking to you, brother. It just pissed me off, man. Yeah, just pissed me off. What makes me even madder is that, and what makes it even worse is that, you know, the biggest news station, they'll call her out, but they won't tell it like it is, man. They'll be like, oh, Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump have had beef for a long time. But man, Rosie, you's a witch. That's what it is. You's a witch.